All right, now the much anticipated discussion on the Agusta Westland scam took place in the Rajya Sabha today, and as predicted, it was a fiery debate with demands for swift and impartial probe into the VVIP chopper deal being made from the opposition benches. Fingers were pointed in the direction of Congress President Sonia Gandhi and other top party leaders by Subramanian Swamy. Ahmed Patel offered to quit public life if it was found that he is the AP in the Milan court verdict. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar replied to the debate and gave the entire chronology of how the deal progressed, pointing out several areas where acts of omission and commission were made by the UPA government. Take a look.
Amid noisy scenes with objections by Congress members at several points, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar poked holes in the Congress's defence of no wrongdoing at the level of its top leadership in the UPA government and the Congress party without taking any names.
By changing the SQR, a situation was created in which EC-225 helicopter, which had met all operational requirements earlier, was eliminated by putting the requirement of 1.858 meters of cabin as an essential criteria from the competition and facilitated emergence of AW101 as a single vendor.
The Defence Minister minced no words in panning the way the deal was struck while quoting from relevant portions of the Italian court's judgment.
The country wants to know as to who instigated, who supported and who benefited from the corruption. We cannot let this pass.
Parrikar made factually backed assertions, pointing out areas where corruption crept into the VVIP chopper deal. He said that situation was created towards a single vendor for the choppers. Helicopters offered by Agusta Westland were at development stage. Agusta Westland's bid should have been rejected outright. RFP issued by Agusta Westland Italy and reply came from Agusta Westland UK. Trials in India stipulations were given a go-ahead by waivers given only to Agusta Westland and not to other vendors. CBI didn't bother to send FIR in the case to ED for 9 months during UPA tenure. Investigation reveals involvement of IDS as a conduit. Milan court verdict points to bribes being given to decision makers in India. Earlier, recently inducted Rajya Sabha member Subramanian Swamy used his debut speech in the upper house to directly attack Congress President Sonia Gandhi while quoting from the letter of middleman Christian Michael.
Was it a cabinet decision or it was a super cabinet decision or somewhere else you got the orders from? He has to make it clear. And I would say, quoting the letter of Christian Michel, the person named there should also be interrogated, in my opinion, interrogated first, because it says that that person was the driving force behind this deal. That person was not a military person. That person has no qualification to talk about military technologies. And if she is the driving force, the CBI has a right to speak to her and say, what do you know about this case under 156 CRPC?
Prior to Defence Minister, representatives from all major political parties made their submissions, including the Congress, which denied all charges levelled against its leaders and called for a swift probe to get to the truth. Left parties, NCP and BSP also backed the demand for a quick and impartial probe, suggesting court monitoring as a way to move forward.
2014 फरवरी में यूपीए सरकार ने प्रतिबंध करने की प्रक्रिया शुरू कर दी थी, बैनिंग की। उसके बाद उस वक्त के एएसजी की ओपिनियन आई कि क्योंकि आप बैंक गारंटी पे बहुत रुपए मांग रहे हैं और उसकी अपील पेंडिंग है, तो बैनिंग को कंप्लीट अभी नहीं करिए, उन निर्णयों के लिए जो विदेशी कोर्ट्स में उनके लिए थोड़ी इंतजार करिए। इसलिए जो प्रक्रिया शुरू की यूपीए ने वो थोड़े समय के लिए धीरे हो गई। चुनाव आने वाले थे, चुनाव आए, सरकार बदली। इस सरकार ने 3 जुलाई 2014 को एक टेम्पररी बैनिंग ऑर्डर पास किया।
सही तथ्य देशवासियों के सामने आने चाहिए, इसलिए सीबीआई या अन्य जांच एजेंसियां जो इस मामले की जांच कर रही हैं, तो इस मामले की जांच माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट की निगरानी में होनी चाहिए ताकि सही तथ्य सामने आ सकें देशवासियों के सामने। इसके साथ ही इस प्रकरण में जो भी मुख्य दोषी लोग हैं उनका भी खुलासा हो सके।
जब आरोप लगाते थे हो तो आरोप यदि आपके पास है तो पुख्ता लेके आ जाओ, प्रमाण के साथ। सरकार आपके पास, ईडी आपके पास, सीबीआई आपके पास, इंटेलिजेंस भी आप, सब कुछ आपके पास है। लेकिन ऐसा मत करो कि आप हवा में गाल गाल बजाबर करके, हजारों चारों तरफ धोल पीट करके किसी को भी कहीं भी बदनाम करने का काम करो। ये आपके लिए भी ठीक नहीं है, हमारी तरफ से, आपकी तरफ, दोनों की तरफ से ये नहीं होना चाहिए।
It has become clear from the Agusta discussion in the Rajya Sabha that the government considers the deal solely as a matter of corruption. It intends to take it to its logical conclusion and punish all found guilty. Now, after the government's stand, it can be hoped that the probe will move swiftly and guilty will be brought to book. With Parliament Team, News Night Desk, DD News.
And the probe into the alleged Agusta Westland scam is now moving relentlessly. Wednesday saw Delhi lawyer Gautam Khaitan, who was arrested in 2014 for allegedly laundering bribe money in the deal, admitting during CBI questioning, that's what sources have said, that he set up a shell company to receive money from the aviation firm. Fresh allegations related to the sale of 2 shops in a Delhi mall were levelled today against Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi as well by BJP Lok Sabha MP Kirit Somaiya. Rahul Gandhi has said he'll respond to all charges in Parliament.
A new day and more revelations on Agusta Westland scam. CBI on Wednesday questioned former IAF chief SP Tyagi and examined lawyer Gautam Khaitan for the first time after an Italian court held that bribes were paid to clinch the 3,600 crore rupees VVIP helicopter deal. Both arrived at the agency headquarters on Wednesday morning to appear before the investigating team. While Tyagi is being questioned for third consecutive day on Wednesday, Khaitan is appearing for the first time after Milan Court of Appeals order in Italy which claimed bribes were paid to get the lucrative deal. CBI sources said that Gautam Khaitan admitted to setting up shell company IDS Tunisia. IDS Tunisia is subsidiary of IDS India and money was coming from Agusta Westland to IDS Tunisia. CBI is also tracking fund flow in the company. Gautam Khaitan will be called again on Thursday. CBI has requested MEA to fast-track letter of rogatory from 8 countries. Government has got complete reply from Italy, while part response from British Virgin Island, Tunisia and UK, while no response from Switzerland, Singapore, Mauritius and UAE. So who is Gautam Khaitan? Khaitan is an advocate and a former board member of the company Aerometrics, which was allegedly used to route a bribe amount. The company has been named in the CBI FIR. Gautam Khaitan's name also gets mentioned in Panama Papers. Gautam Khaitan was also a board of director of MRMGF, a company which had alleged links with Rahul Gandhi's close aide Kanishk Singh. Early on Wednesday, BJP MP Kirit Somaiya raised the MRMGF issue in Lok Sabha and demanded that Rahul Gandhi should come clean on the issue. He has alleged that Agusta Westland middleman Hashke was appointed the director of the realty company MRMGF and has been involved in both the Agusta Westland scam as well as Commonwealth Games scam.
हेलीकॉप्टर घोटाले में जो इन्वॉल्व पाए गए हैं मिस्टर हस्के और एडवोकेट गौतम खैतान, जो हिंदुस्तान की दूसरी अन्य कंपनियों में भी इसी प्रकार से इन्वॉल्व पाए गए हैं। सितंबर 2009 में ये दोनों MRMGF में डायरेक्टर थे।
Meanwhile, dismissing BJP's allegations regarding any involvement in the Agusta Westland chopper deal, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi said that he had purchased shops from a mall in the capital owned by MGF, which was mentioned in his affidavit. He also said that he will reply to all the allegations leveled against him in the parliament. CBI has registered a case against Tyagi along with 13 others, including his cousins and European middlemen. The allegations against the former air chief was that he reduced the flying ceiling of helicopter from 6,000 meter to 4,500 meter, which put Agusta Westland helicopters in the race for the deal, without which its choppers were not even qualified for submission of bids.
Well, on day 1, SP Tyagi accepted that he went to Italy after his retirement. On day 2, SP Tyagi accepted that he met Finmeccanica CEO. After third day of questioning at the CBI headquarters, on Thursday, SP Tyagi will be questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. Clearly, the saga isn't over yet. With camera person Sanjay Jaina, Siddhant Sibal, DD News at the CBI headquarters in New Delhi.
So the probe into the Agusta Westland deal is progressing fairly swiftly, but the politics has been at its peak, and we saw a result of all that in the Rajya Sabha today in that furious debate and discussion that took place. We have Shekhar Iyer, political editor, Deccan Herald, with us to talk about it. Shekhar, the layers that are there in this deal, it was put threadbare across by Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar today, and that really puts across the way the entire system was subverted to ensure that this particular company emerges as the sole winner for the contract, and that really can't be done at the levels that so far the probe has revealed.
Absolutely.
At the Indian end.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what has come out after the Italian High Court verdict is that 226 crore was paid as bribe for a deal that was worth 3,600 crores. Now, this 226 crore was routed through middlemen, and it came through various routes, some through FDI route, through Mauritius, and then other things have happened. Now, the question is, what has happened in Italy's courts? Two Italian businessmen were set free by a lower court on the charge of, that they had paid bribes to secure the Indian contract.
Yes.
Now that has been reversed by the High Court, the Court of Appeals in Milan, and that has concluded that 226 crore was paid, and it has sent those two businessmen to jail. Now, the big question that is coming out is, if two people have gone to jail in that country for paying the bribe,
yes.
So who are the people who received 226 crore?
And the breakup is there in those papers as well.
That payment was made, has been established.
The breakup of the 30 million euros is also there in those papers.
Yeah, so therefore, what we got to hear from the Defence Minister today was that there is definitely an invisible hand that has guided this contract right from the beginning, particularly the one you mentioned, the way this particular helicopter was chosen, and how trials were conducted not on this particular helicopter. It was some other helicopter, because this very helicopter was under the development stage. Now, this is a serious matter.
Now,
and thirdly, I think what has been said in the Italian High Court also, that the then government did not provide much evidence which we wanted to pursue. They only sent 3 documents.
Right.
And today, the Defence Minister said the CBI itself went very slow, though. As former Defence Minister A.K. Antony was saying in Parliament today, that we actually put it on hold, we set it for investigation, but on the ground, the investigation does not appear to have taken off.
No, they put the arbitration process on hold in the matter of recovering the guarantees, but as far as the probe goes, why would it need to slow down?
So that raises the big question. So first question is, who were behind this contract?
Right.
Why were they behind this contract? Now that it has come out that payment has been made, so who got the money?
Now, the Defence Minister did not take any names as such. It was Subramaniam Swamy who really left no doubt as to who he's pointing fingers towards. And then you had Ahmed Patel defending himself as well, saying that he'll quit public life, quit his Rajya Sabha membership if any charges are proven against him. Do you feel that there is a lot of unease in the Congress now, or is there something on the back of their mind as well that so many aspersions have been cast in the past as well? There have been so many talks of so many defence deals, Bofors being the first one, but nobody's ever been convicted in any defence deal.
But there is a distinct change between the Bofors scam and this one. That started with a Swedish radio broadcast. Then there was a Swedish investigator who came with details about the Swiss bank accounts. Now, cut to 2016. Now here you have an Italian High Court saying that bribery was paid to secure a deal.
Yeah.
So subsequently the deal was cancelled, and somehow at least 2,000 crore was saved from being paid. But the fact that 226 crore was paid to people.
The sad part is we can't pick up the Italian court's judgment and just
we can't say
we
that.
have to do our own investigation.
Because you can't say this is still under investigation. They have already established the bribe has been paid. So the Indian part will be to find out to whom was it paid and why was it paid. And the why element is being explained by the kind of the helicopter was chosen, how the parameters were changed, and finally it left only Agusta Westland. So therefore big questions have come, and also some of the documents that have been annexed to the judgment, where all these initials have come, and that particular letter which the Michel Christian has said, where the name of the Congress president has been taken. So therefore, this opens for more investigation. But obviously, the Congress leadership is under tension. But this cannot be simply dismissed as some kind of report appearing somewhere, because a lot of answers are now being demanded. And also, we are getting more details about, as your report mentioned, about one of the aides of Rahul Gandhi having shares in that, and Rahul Gandhi himself saying, Office Today saying, yes, we had bought those shops. See, that all.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi offers some sort of
he also tried to say that it was declared earlier, but it was not subsequently declared. So I think it has only brought more questions up. And the very important part, I think, what the Defence Minister told the Parliament today was that definitely the investigation will proceed to the names that have been thrown up by the Italian High Court verdict. So I think that is not exactly a good sign.
And the investigative agencies seem to be going through a logical progression here.
Yeah, absolutely, because ultimately it will have to track the money trail. Who are the companies or firms or individuals who received that money?
And that's going to be a painstaking effort.
If they got those money, on whose behalf they received.
That will be painstaking and time consuming.
Now one thing is coming out, the fact of the matter is somehow the selection process was jinxed or influenced to ensure a particular aircraft was chosen.
Okay.
No, that even AK Antony did not dispute it.
And unraveling this entire matter will take a little time, because there are, of course, investigations to be conducted in multiple countries. Letters regulatory have been sent. Some countries have not even responded, like the UAE, where you have Michel there.
Michel Christian there, and today the Italian judge, you see, has been giving interviews. Yesterday he gave it to one channel, today he has given to 2 channels. But the thrust of what he says is, like for instance what he had told a private channel yesterday was that, okay, there may not be any direct evidence connecting the Congress president.
Right.
But definitely the AP that is mentioned is Ahmed Patel. And today in 2 channels, what he is saying is, look, definitely Indian politicians were involved in this. And we did not get the kind of cooperation that we expected from the Indian government. That is the second point he has made.
Again,
and third, he says the role of the Indian politicians will have to be investigated at the Indian end.
Okay.
So I think there is very little scope to feel confused about the direction in which the investigation will have to ultimately proceed.
Well, let's see what happens, because this investigation is now gathering pace, and we'll have to see what else is unraveled. We are getting quite a few details as to the money trail. Initial information has now started coming through, and it will have to be processed and then pursued further. Thanks a lot for joining us for the time being.
Thank you.
We'll have to wait and see what really emerges in this entire deal, although a lot of aspersions have been cast, and there is a lot of room for doubt, a lot of room for believing that it just can't be a few officers, officials who could be behind such a massive deal. 3,600 crore rupees. Anybody's guess as to how high it really goes. We're taking